Okay, what a midlife crisis looks like. My midlife crisis. Or yours. Today, again, I'm not going to go over what happened since yesterday because it's kind of like boring stuff. Nothing really exciting happened. But what I did want to talk about today is why does a midlife crisis happen to somebody and how? Because I really wanted to know. It didn't happen to my mother, not that I was aware of, certainly not to the intensity that it happened to me. And so I was in search of why does a midlife crisis happen to some people and not others, and how did it happen to me specifically. So even if you have never had a midlife crisis, you got to bypass that whole thing. It might be interesting to know a little bit about this stuff for when somebody you know hits a midlife crisis. Might be a little understanding. If you're not old enough to have hit a midlife crisis, again, you might want to kind of like pay attention to some of the information, even look at stuff up yourself so that you can determine the possibility of will it happen to you and to what degree. I knew that there were different degrees, but I didn't know that there really is a way to tell if it's going to happen to you. Had I known that, I would have looked it up, but I don't know what I could have done. I don't think I could have changed it anyway, but at least I might have been ready for it. The first thing I'm going to go over here is a list of triggers. I have right here a list of 9 triggers. I'm sure it's not all inclusive, but I'm going to go over 9 triggers. Dissatisfaction with a career and feeling like it's too late to change it. That's one trigger. Another one be an unfulfilling marriage or dissatisfaction with a spouse or a life partner. Number 3, heading into menopause or andropause if you're a man. Now, I'm not sure if that's a real medical term or not. It's just what I found when I was looking things up. Trigger number 4 would be loss of a job. Number 5 is unfulfilled dreams or desires. 6 is reaching key milestone markers such as 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. Those are key milestones. Number 7 would be death of one or more of your parents. Certainly everybody goes through this, but how old we are when it happens is different. Number 8, body changes that signal aging, such as hair loss, weight gain, and the change of your body shape, because our body shapes change. And I've been paying attention to that over the last 5 years. Not just mine, but others, just noticing how the body shape changes as we age. And number 9 is the empty nest syndrome. So many people have a problem with that. So those are the triggers. How and why did this happen to me? Well, out of those 9 triggers, I got 7 full force, 7 triggers. I was just gonna hit that wall. Now I'm gonna cover, there's 6 things here that contribute to the midlife crisis. In other words, it would make it more intense. Number 1 is personality type. Now, I'm not sure what personality type would actually intensify the midlife crisis, so I can't say if that was if that's a contributing factor for me or not. Number 2 is the fear of aging. Oh yeah, I have that fear of aging. Just getting old. I don't want to be old. I don't want to become an invalid. 3 is past anxiety or depression issues, which I've had many years ago. Anybody who has known me for a long time knows that I had that years ago. Dissatisfaction with some aspect of your personal or professional life. In spades, thoughts of pending death. And I do think about things like that, although I'm not afraid of death at all. And number 6 is a decline in functioning in many areas of one's life, such as I used to have 20/20 vision. There's not too many things I can see now without glasses. And in fact, at this point, I need different strength glasses depending on what it is I'm trying to look at. And it's a hassle. And there's some other things too that just don't work like they used to. As far as what contributes to the midlife crisis, I'm pretty sure I nailed 5 out of 6 right there. Again, it's not all inclusive, but this is just the list that I've got when I did a little research on midlife crisis. Some of the symptoms of midlife crisis. that it's either coming or that it's hit you or whatever. Feelings of sadness, loss, or hopelessness. So I didn't have any feelings of hopelessness. I don't remember the last time I might have felt something like that. Sad, yeah, I had feelings of sadness quite a lot. And feelings of loss, yeah, I was losing all kinds of things. People in my life, my mother, a good friend of mine, and my eyesight, my job, all kinds of things. Another symptom would be withdrawing from others, which I did, and all my people had issues with that. It is what it is. Number 3, withdrawing from social situations. Again, I did that. I wasn't going to see the family as much as I used to. I wasn't hanging out with the friends as much as I used to. I just became a homebody. If you've watched my other videos, then you might remember me saying that I became a homebody. 3.5 weeks I went at one point, didn't go anywhere aside from running to the corner store to grab coffee. My car didn't move for 3.5 weeks. Number 4, excessive attention to changes in the body. And I really was excessively attentive to the changes in my body. And I don't know if everybody as we age does that, but it sure was bothering me. Constant need for attention and positive comments. Where does that come from? I don't know, because I think we just start questioning who we are and our purpose in life and need some positive feedback. Other symptoms would be abusive alcohol or drugs. I know people in my life who know me well didn't have to worry about that. Like, I didn't turn to drugs or alcohol to abuse them. However, I did drink a lot more than I had for many, many years. That said, that was probably about 10 to 15 times through the course of the year. But that was an awful lot for me. A desire to obtain items associated with youth and success. Things such as really expensive sports cars, designer clothes, really expensive ones, expensive jewelry, exclusive memberships to like fitness clubs or golf clubs or whatever, tattoos, body piercings, motorcycles, things of that nature. Again, it's things that we associate with youth. Now I had wrong side. I had gotten a tattoo, but it wasn't about youth, I don't think. Another symptom would be ending your current career, no matter how much time you put into it. Or just being dissatisfied. That was up in a previous list. Another one is ending current relationships and or attempts to connect with younger partners. A lot of times people start dating half their age. Well, that's not me. I have this whole age thing. I can't even date someone 10 years younger than me. I just have a thing for age. And I didn't have a current relationship to end as far as that goes. But there are other types of relationships that I've been whacking out. Another symptom is major cosmetic surgery. Lots of people do that. Or other attempts to change what your body looks like dieting, working out, things like that. And again, that's like paying obsessive attention to your body and the changes and doing whatever it is that you can to gain back some youth or prevent yourself from aging. So those are the symptoms. And I just thought I'd go over this because there's a lot of people in my life that don't understand. They think I'm just being selfish, I'm just being an asshole. And I think it's amusing because these are people that have known me for many years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, or my whole life. And they know what kind of a person that I've been. Suddenly, they think just suddenly I'm just going to be this awful, horrible bitch for no reason because that was part of my character. And coming at me and judging me. I'm so over it. So over it. If you have judgments about me and you think you're going to come at me, I'll block you. I don't care what relationship I've got with you. I'm done. So that is how we end up in a midlife crisis, or why we end up having a midlife crisis, why it happens to some and doesn't happen to others, why some hit it far more intensely and others just kind of go through it mildly. So if you have any interest in midlife crisis, if you hit one or know somebody who's had one, or if you're afraid that you're gonna hit one at some point, click subscribe, click like, share the video, whatever, but click subscribe and follow me along, because I have chose to just embrace this midlife crisis and go with it, and let's see where it takes me. Maybe I'll survive.